Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another episode of Career Wellbeing, where we help you prioritize your well being so you can achieve your career goals and reclaim your work and life balance. I'm your host, Anna Gaynor, career strategist and career well being expert. Today's topic is a really tough one to endure. We are discussing toxic work environments. If you have experienced a toxic environment, then you are in the right place. If you are not sure, please stay with me. I bet you learned something too. When I was in a toxic work environment, I cried driving to work every day. I woke up to urgent tasks I received overnight. I didn't have support and felt guilty taking time off. I couldn't take breaks without people monitoring me. The biggest sign that I was in a toxic environment was that I would go from happy to gloomy as soon as I walk into the office and breathed the heaviness of the room. After reflection, acceptance, and patience, I took steps to cope with my environment while I searched for a new job. Eventually, I found a better work environment that allowed me to thrive. My friend, I wanted to know this. A toxic environment is not a way of life. So let's get to this episode. The title for this episode is Navigating Toxic Environments: How to Cope and Avoid Them. I hope you enjoy it. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits close to home for many of us: toxic work environments. But don't worry, we're not just here to dwell on the negative. We're going to talk about how to spot the signs, cope with the situation, and eventually make your great escape. So let's jump right in. First things first. Have you ever found yourself wondering if your workplace is toxic? It happens to the best of us. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to realize that the job you're pouring your energy into isn't reciprocating your positive vibes. So, what are some of the red flags to look out for? One big sign is poor communication. If your team is stuck in a constant cycle of miscommunication, transparency is rare as a unicorn, and the lack of constructive feedback is non existent, then, my friend, you might be in a toxic situation. And here's one of my favorites: micromanagement. If your supervisor is monitoring your every move, leaving you feeling like you're stuck in a never ending Groundhog Day, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that movie, but basically, the person lives the exact same day multiple times. So if you feel like you are in that situation where you're being micromanaged every single day, you can't take breaks, you can't do anything without people asking or making faces or whatever that looks like for you, that's not a good sign, my friend. Lack of support is another big issue. If teamwork feels more like every person is for themselves at work and empathy is a foreign concept, you might be feeling isolated and undervalued. Unhealthy competition, bullying, high turnover, these are all pieces of a toxic environment. And trust me, you don't want to stick around in that environment for too long. Navigating these rough waters can be tough, but you are not alone, my friend. Let's talk about some strategies to cope with a toxic environment. The first item is self care. Think of it as your daily dose of vitamins for your mental health. Exercise, meditation, hobbies, or whatever helps you maintain a healthy mindset. And don't forget about emotional support. Reach out to friends, family, or even a coach. You don't have to go through this alone. Another item is setting boundaries. Boundaries are crucial. Don't let work stress take over your personal life. Make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Now, here's a bold move that many people don't want to practice: assertiveness. Calmly communicate your concerns, address issues directly, and seek guidance from HR. I know this can be a hard step, but being assertive is not about being aggressive. Maybe people behave badly in toxic environments because no one has ever sought guidance on how to stop them. So, if you believe it's okay for you to maybe reach out to an HR professional in your company and talk about what's going on, maybe that is a way to help you cope with the situation. But ultimately, it's up to you because only you know your environment, only you know the people in that environment. Let's face it, I am not here to sugarcoat the truth. The ultimate goal is to escape that toxic environment. So, how do you create your exit strategy? If you are in a toxic environment right now, your goal is likely to leave that place. While I believe in miracles from my own experiences, toxic environments don't usually change unless the people in charge change and call out the toxicity. That may never happen. But are you willing to wait for that miracle to happen? How long are you going to wait until this environment, basically destroys your confidence, your health, your well-being? If that change ever happens, your health and well-being will likely be deteriorated from their environment, right? It can take years for some change like that to happen. So let's talk about your exit strategy. Don't wait to begin this process. First, update your resume, highlight your achievements, skills, and anything that makes you stand out. Then, network. Networking is going to be your secret weapon. Leverage your connections, attend industry events, and dive into online communities. Your next opportunity might be just a conversation away. And here's a great move: develop new skills, invest in yourself, take those online courses, and become the superhero your future employer is waiting for. Keep the positive mindset glowing. Visualize your success, believe in your abilities, and remember you deserve a workplace that uplifts you. My friend, you are the solution. There is a workplace out there waiting for you. Have you taken my free quiz yet? It's called What's Your Career Wellbeing Score? Discover your career score in just 1 minute through 7 simple questions. Gain valuable insights and receive expert tips to improve your well being while fostering a fulfilling and successful career. Take the quiz today at anagainer.com/quiz. ANAGOEHNER.com/quiz. And just in case you are a multitasker like most of us, you can find the link to the quiz in the show notes. Now let's get back to today's episode. Now let's talk about prevention. How do you avoid landing in another toxic environment in the future? Research, research, and research. Before accepting a job offer, dig deep into the company's culture, value, and employee satisfaction levels. You want to know what you are getting into. Network and, if possible, talk to current and former employees. They can provide you with clues about the job, manager, and company. During the interview, ask the right questions. Dive into the company's management style, work and life balance, and growth opportunities. It's not just about them interviewing you, it's about you interviewing them too. You have the right to ask questions. Exercise that power. And don't forget to check out company policies. Make sure they align with your well being and growth. You deserve a workplace that cares about your mental health. So, toxic environments are like bad relationships. They can drain you, make you question your worth, and leave you feeling stuck. But with toxic environments, you have the power to recognize the signs, cope, and make your grand exit. Coping with that environment won't last forever. It's a temporary move in case you can't leave your job immediately. You are coping while you find a better environment. As you go through this process, don't forget emotional support. Talk to friends, family, or even your pet if that's your thing. I talk to my dog a lot. Just know that you don't have to face this chaos alone. Setting boundaries is crucial. Your work and life balance has to take priority. You can call it work and life harmony, integration, blend. What matters is that you are putting yourself in your own calendar and sticking to your boundaries, especially your time boundaries. Stress management, it's not about taking yoga classes. That can be helpful too, but you need to find ways to cope with stress. It could be anything that helps you regroup, recenter, and feel like yourself again. For you, it could be taking breaks, listening to music, or going for a walk. You need to take a mini vacation for your sanity. You deserve a workplace where you can thrive, not just survive. If you want more tips, you can read the blog post that goes along with this episode. Check out the link in the show notes. Always remember, you are your chief career officer. Don't wait for someone else to see your value. Advocate for yourself and your well being. That's it for today, my friend. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to Career Wellbeing wherever you listen to podcasts. If you like this episode, help someone else find us. Please leave us a review and rate the show. Got a minute? Check out my free quiz, What's Your Career Wellbeing Score? In the show notes. Thank you for listening. And remember, your career well being matters.